Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Shelton, owner and operator of the Shelton Private Voice Studio here in Madison, Wisconsin, and these are my pandemic practice tips. Bow, 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 bow! We do all our own sound effects here. I'm coming to you live from my home office studio where we've been teaching digitally for, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? What week of quarantine is this? 5, 6, 8? Who knows? Time has really flown by here, and I want to help share these tips with you in case you're in a situation where you want to practice and you need to practice, but you want to keep the sound level away from everybody, right? I want to begin with some general practice tips for you. First, I want you to find a good, comfy place to practice. You need to be able to stand up, and you need a little bit of distance around you, but you should not be sitting or laying down necessarily to practice on the regular. This place needs to be somewhere that's relatively quiet and uninterrupted, preferably with a keyboard, but if you don't have a full piano or a full keyboard like I have behind me, you can download an app for that there's Magic Fingers, or there's also, I believe it's called Cheeky Fingers, which plays chord progressions for you that you can use to warm up and get yourself going on the keyboard. You also want to find a time, maybe when the house is empty. Maybe you can ask everybody in the house to leave as well. Perhaps this is a good script for you to use. I'd like to practice now. Why don't you go out and get necessary groceries? Or why don't you go for a walk? It's such a lovely day outside while I practice. And that can help eliminate some of the crossover of people hearing what is a work in progress versus what's a perfected product, like those videos out of Italy and Europe where everybody's kind of practicing on the patio. I think we've all seen them now, but we want you to get your talents up to par and in shape to start sharing those videos later on. I also want you to find a plan for yourself. If you don't have a plan for your practice, what are you really going to accomplish except kind of going through the motions of what may be happening? And that may be a later stage in your process. But even when you're at that later stage where you're running full songs and preparing your audition cuts, or perhaps videos to go out for digital competitions like WSMA, or maybe even the Schmidt vocal competition, that you need to make sure that you have a plan for how you're going to accomplish things during that practice and what things you're looking to accomplish within practice. But if you're using karaoke tracks, or maybe tracks off of YouTube, or something that your accompanist has already prepared for you, you need to use that and have that already lined up and potentially going through an external sound source like a Bluetooth speaker or a set of headphones that has enough projection for you to still hear yourself and hear the track at the same time. So let's get into some of the tips. First, you've maybe seen it, maybe you haven't. There is an invention out there called the belt box. And the belt box claims that it can reduce sound up to about 30 decibels. It kind of looks like a face mask out of the Mortal Kombat game series, and you place it over your mouth and your nose, and it dampens the sound with its construction. Then I believe it's a foam rubber constructive piece that you can also hand wash. It has a neck strap that you can wrap around your neck. They prefer it go underneath your ears, if I understand the videos correctly. And you can use that to warm up in sensitive situations and still sing full out with yourself. However, I have a few other devices that you may have around the house that can also help you practice. This one's a shout out to all my friends who once had those red solo cups. If they're just laying around the house, you can start with a cup. This simple, right? What we're going to do, similar to the belt box, is we're going to place the cup over the face, and we want to create a seal over the mouth area. Don't place this over your nose, not really going to get a seal that way, but we also want oxygen to flow in through the nose and perhaps out the nose as well. But we're going to place the cup over the face, and we're going to sing into it. Automatically, the sound is dampened. You should notice that the cup should have some condensation, a little bit of fogging action going on inside of there, and you can run through your normal workout routine like that. Secondly, you can also place the cup over the face, and we can puff up the cheeks to create back pressure through the larynx as well, and open up a little bit more of the pharyngeal space in the back of the throat, and get a little bit more richer, deeper sound. You may also feel like the resonance is coming more from this side of the throat instead of outwardly through the upper resonators. Look at that glorious cheek full action, right? I highly recommend trying this method. Now, too, you may be playing flip cup in your spare time with this. You may also play beer pong or something to that effect. Maybe Coca-Cola pong, more appropriate for some of my minor students. But this right here can totally change up your game and prevent everybody from hearing other sounds. The third step in this process, though, is we do want to take the cup from whichever position you have it over the face, cheeks normal, cheeks full in a kind of a blowfish setting, and then open up from there and sing as well. To help get the sound out, but to feel the differentiation in resonance and projection from cup to no cup as you sing. We're going to move on over to a good favorite of the studio, the straw. That metal straw that you have from maybe a Starbucks cup or maybe the heavy plastic versions of these straws that are dishwasher safe, you can use those to sing through as well. Ingo Titze is the father of straw phonation in the semi-occluded vocal track series, and you should look up all of Ingo's videos on YouTube. You'll love what he uses with a coffee stirrer straw that's even smaller than this one right here. Yeah, but you're going to take it, place it in the mouth, and hum through the straw. The closure over the straw is super important, that we don't want kind of an embouchure like you would use to play the clarinet or maybe the oboe with, where there's extra buzz coming over the sound, as it causes the larynx to raise a little bit, but we also want to manipulate the flexibility of the larynx here. You can also feel a differentiation in the resonator, and you should be able to place your hand out in front and feel a consistent stream of air blow across the vocal, from the vocal fold, to the hand. From the vocal fold to the hand, you shall have a consistent stream of air. And then throw it in the dishwasher at the end of the day. Let that bad boy run, and tomorrow you have a clean, sanitized straw once again to work with. Now, once you've graduated out of the straw, you get to come up to the kazoo. The kazoo is a great way to maintain your social distance. You want to make sure people are 6 feet away? Break this bad boy out at the grocery store. They'll move. They'll get out your way for you. Yeah. But, as my good friend Megan Proper says, if you can kazoo it, you can do it, right? So, go through your rep. And work to get that stream of air consistent yet again. Open up that backspace and experiment with how the sound changes. And feel the differentiation in your larynx position, but also within the nasopharynx, how that shifts. You could also test if the sound is nasal and switch back and forth between the nasal resonance simply by pinching your nose. Just like when we had the cup, we're creating a seal at the lips this time, and we're going to puff open the cheeks like so. Right? Now you're going to hum and sing through that position. A little bit of air escaping is fine, but we want to keep that resonance again back here in the pharynx and in the lower portion of the throat, right above the larynx. Then we want to open up the extra resonators, and we want to try and move the position of the sound around. Now, this last one, we've been using this for 20, 30, 40 years in hotels, warming up with it before the belt box ever hit the market. And that's my good friend, the pillow. You can sing into this pillow, you can scream into this pillow, you can do a lot of good things for your singing with this pillow. Your face is going to go straight into the pillow, like so, and then you're going to sing and hold it over your face, taking it away when you need to breathe. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed these pandemic practice tips and that you find them useful for upping your practice game while we're in this time of quarantine. That no matter what, you can use any one of these exercises to help improve your singing and make things better for yourself once we get back to in-person lessons. Your teacher may even use these in the studio already, and I'd love to hear from you if they do. Feel free to drop me a comment below or hit like, subscribe, wherever they go on the menu here. And you can reach out to me via my website, thesheltonprivatevoicestudio.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook. That's facebook.com/SPVSLLC. Now keep yourselves socially distant and socially distant from that refrigerator, and keep on QuaranSinging, y'all. Bow, 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 bow. And keep on quarantine singing, y'all. QuaranSinging. What a missed opportunity. Why didn't I say QuaranSinging?